From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Max Lewis.
And I'm Bree Isom. Thanks for joining us.
Beginning in fall 2018, the Office of Housing and Residence Life will implement changes to living learning communities on campus.
According to a press release, these changes include moving the Health Professionals and Kinesiology LLC to Woodworth Complex and the creation of a Humanities LLC and a Human Services LLC. Chris Robinson is live in the newsroom with more. Chris.
That's right, guys. Woodworth Complex will be co-ed with the addition of these new LLCs. Howacall and Neuer Complex will now be a female-only housing option for the 2018-2019 academic year. Ball State Housing says students will also have access to better programming and to other students in similar fields of study with these LLCs. I spoke with a few Ball State students about their opinion on the change.
I don't think it's a problem for for Woodworth to be co-ed. I think it's fine.
I think it's a really good idea. However, guys are going to take advantage of it because it's the all-girls dorm in general. And then they're always like casually having guys over, but like with that time being, it's like they don't have bathrooms, and now that like if they do, they don't have to like force it in to go to the girls' bathroom or like kind of like freak the girls out in the bathroom, kind of. I don't know. I think it's really cool to have, but like it's nice to have an all-girls dorm for like interaction.
It's gonna be really weird, and I'll probably end up going to a different dorm because I want to be in an all-women's dorm. But I think it's just going to be interesting and different. I don't know if it's positive or negative, but it's going to be different.
The construction of the new Health Professions building and the realignment of the College of Applied Sciences and Technology is the main reason for these changes. Live in the newsroom, Chris Robinson, NewsLink Indiana.
Thanks, Chris. Ball State Housing says the combination of the nursing, health professionals, and kinesiology LLCs allow them to provide better programming and provides the opportunity for students to connect with peers in the same field of study.
People who live in Daleville are seeing some changes downtown. Work is underway after getting funds from the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission. NewsLink Indiana's Connor Miller is live in Daleville with more on these changes. Connor.
If you're coming into the south side of Delaware County, you may think that this intersection at State Road 32 and Walnut Street is somewhat of an eyesore. Well, that might not be the case for much longer, as the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission and the City of Daleville are working to make some changes.
The City of Daleville is working to create a new downtown. At a Delaware County Redevelopment Commission meeting late last week, the Commission announced it had successfully acquired a home between two alleyways, located at 7809 Walnut Street. The property had been abandoned for at least 2 years and part of multiple tax sales. At the most recent tax sale, a couple from Indianapolis purchased the property as an investment in hopes of flipping the house. Although initially reluctant to sell the property to the City of Daleville, Brad Bokow of the Delaware County Redevelopment Commission and project manager for East Central Indiana Regional Planning District said the owners of the home reconsidered.
They mentioned to me on the phone that they were planning on putting a lot of sweat equity into the house to fix it up, and to have the opportunity just to sell it and get out from under it. I think that was appealing to them.
Demolition is already underway at the gas station and bike shop in front of the home. After the area has been cleared, demolition will begin on the house, and later apartments and/or businesses are expected to take their place. Daleville Town Board President Tom Roberts says the projects are preparing Daleville for the future, and he hopes local businesses can make that happen.
I would love to see just different businesses, local business. I'd love to see local people bring in small shops, because I think they work best. I really don't necessarily want a chain to come in or a big restaurant type name. I really want something special here at Daleville, so just something different and unique.
Robert says he hopes the new buildings will brighten the area and get it back to its former glory, like you see in this 1989 painting, making people want to come and stay in the town.
Now the area behind me looks very different than when Tom Clevenger painted it in 1989. After the gas station and bike shop are demolished, the newly acquired home will be visible from State Road 32. The Commission hopes that construction of the area will begin next spring. Live in Daleville, Connor Miller, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Connor. Unlike the Southside apartments, which are low-income housing, there have not been any complaints about this new construction project.
Soon, students will have easy access to travel from campus to restaurants on Morrison. NewsLink Indiana's Emily Goodwin has that story.
Muncie business owners are excited for a new way to attract Ball State students and their families. The plan for a route of sidewalks to connect the city's north side businesses and homes along Bethel Avenue and McGalliard Road is in progress.
I think it'll be good for foot traffic, especially during games.
The route of the sidewalks will run along Bethel Avenue from the Ball State Alumni Center to Chatham Lane, continuing north to Walmart. Then across McGalliard Road, continuing down past the hotels, stores, and restaurants, all the way to Morrison Road.
It's because we had a lot of alumni and parents staying with us, so they, would like to walk to the campus, I know for sure, to the games, but most of the time they end up taking their vehicle just to go a few blocks away.
Depending on weather, this project should be done by fall of next year.
You know, Max, speaking of weather, it's been a little cold and rainy today. It wasn't a good day to be outside.
Yeah, kind of nasty weather, but I don't think it's going to improve either. Kirsten Wamsley's here with our first look at our weather. Hey, Kirsten.
Hey guys, yeah, the weather's not going to be too great this weekend, but we're going to see a little bit warmer temperatures. But right now it's about 49 degrees outside. It's still a little soggy with the winds coming out of the southwest at 11 miles per hour, and so it's feeling a little chilly, about 44 degrees. And coming up, like I mentioned, I'm going to tell you about that rainy weekend and how it's going to get a bit warmer and how it's going to stay breezy.
Thanks, Kirsten. Cost estimates are still coming in from Vice President Mike Pence's short stay at an Indianapolis Colts game last month. According to Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, Pence's trip cost Indianapolis about $14,000 in police overtime and other costs. Pence attended a game between the Indianapolis Colts and San Francisco 49ers on October 8th, but left after a number of players did not stand during the national anthem. He said he would not stay at an event that accepted disrespecting the country. New tonight, 3 UCLA basketball players are being suspended indefinitely. This comes after the group was detained in China on suspicion of shoplifting. And now they're admitting to those crimes. LeAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley made a public apology during a campus news conference today. The 3 will not be allowed to suit up, practice, or travel with the team. The university says they are sorting out the circumstances of the incident.
The Northern California man who went on a deadly shooting rampage Tuesday wasn't even supposed to have a gun. Earlier this year, the shooter, 44-year-old Kevin Neal, was charged with stabbing a woman, and as part of a protective order in that case, he was prohibited from possessing guns. Neal had 2 homemade semi-automatic weapons and 2 handguns when he shot and killed 4 people yesterday. An Ohio prisoner on death row is seeing another day after his execution was called off. Alva Campbell was placed on death row 20 years ago after killing someone during a carjacking. The state's execution team could not find a vein to insert the IV. Campbell says Wednesday was a day he would never forget. His new execution date is set for June 5th of 2019.
Well, do you want to make your Thanksgiving meal the best? Ball State's First Lady has the secret ingredient to add to your holiday feast.
And more than just an art exhibit, it's the reopening of a campus landmark. Stay with us.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Emmons is now open for business after nearly 2-year renovation. NewsLink Indiana is live at Emmons with a look at an event in a new space. Sarah.
Emmons Auditorium is hosting the Community Art Expo tonight. And as you can see, the people behind me, they're talking to community members and Ball State students who are a part of the art community here in Muncie. Now, Emmons is hosting this because of the expansion of their new lobby. These pillars behind me, that actually used to be a part of the exterior of Emmons, and the front door was just behind that, which made for a very small lobby space, not able to hold events of this size. Now, this particular event is one that's going to bring President Mearns' vision into a reality.
The cultural institutions, both in the community and at Ball State, are kind of the front door of our community.
The Community Arts Expo is a part of President Mearns' Better Together initiative that he started in September.
We need to do more of this as a way of communicating, and we need to do more about sending that message out that we truly are receptive.
Over 30 local arts organizations and programs are at the expo tonight, and Gordy's Fine Arts and Framing is one of the businesses at Emmons showing off what it's known for.
Well, I will probably bring several works of art from our represented artists. I will also bring samples of our custom framing work and our original framing designs.
And the businesses involved are very excited to be able to bridge the gap between Ball State and the Muncie community.
President Mearns has an ambitious agenda to connect the university with the city of Muncie, and that's really very refreshing.
This could be the first chance that people in Muncie get to see the new renovations in Emmons.
We said, what better way to join our open house with the Art Expo, allowing the community to come in, experience these tables, booths, and then also experience our new space as well.
And if you're planning on heading out to the expo tonight, you can expect a lot more than just walking around and talking to Muncie community members and Ball State students. They also have games, like the one on the back of the pamphlet is bingo, and they have lots of raffles and tons of door prizes for you to enter. Live at Emmons Auditorium, Sarah Lehman, NewsLink Indiana.
Thanks, Sarah. The Art Expo is free and open to the public and runs until 8:30 tonight.
Well, one community on campus is putting their talents to the test in more ways than one. NewsLink Indiana's Samantha Johnson has the story that is serving up some professional opportunities.
Lights, camera, action.
Intro, take one.
This is not your average television studio,
Welcome to Slice That Price.
and it's also not the set for a professional chef, but the kitchen of Botsford Swinford is home to Ball State's very own cooking show, Slice That Price. It's complete with production staff, special guests, a live audience, and much more.
So we have an actual episode once a month. We have an Instagram episode, which is kind of like the little tasty videos. We have one of those once a month as well.
This month's episode has a special guest with a special meaning. Ball State's First Lady Jennifer Mearns shares a Thanksgiving family recipe in honor of her late mother. All we can share for now, the secret ingredient may include this. But while producing a cooking show may seem like all fun and games, for students in the emerging media living learning community, it is much more.
It's a super unique opportunity for our residents because they get to apply what they learn in the classrooms to a cooking show, a real-life cooking show, without leaving the comfort of their dorms.
But students from all majors can get their hand in on the show.
We're looking for anybody who wants to come in, whatever it is that you want to do. We've got people who are learning audio. If you are like a business major and you're like, I want to implement that, we'd be more than happy.
The full episode of this month's show will air in the coming weeks on the YouTube page. And if you're wondering if President Mearns was there for the show, he's the proud fan in the front row. In Muncie, Samantha Johnson, NewsLink, Indiana.
To see the show's videos, you can follow them on social media and on YouTube at Slice That Price.
I hear you might have some weather conditions ruining your weekend plans.
Yeah, find out when to expect the rain after the break.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Well, welcome back. It was a wet and rainy day today, and there could be more in our future.
Yeah, I'm wondering what this weekend's going to look like. Kirsten, what can you tell us?
Well, I can definitely tell you you're going to have rain this weekend, but I'm going to tell you what it looks like right now. It's around 49 degrees. That temperature is fluctuating right now with the winds coming out of the southwest, around 11 miles per hour. Taking a look at how that compares with our almanac, we're about average for this time of year, but we're definitely nowhere near that record high of 73 degrees from 1971. But that would be nice. Seeing how we compare with the rest of the state, or the rest of the country rather, we're about the same as with a lot of the temperatures up north. Wish we could be down south with that nice 73 degrees down there in Dallas. Taking a closer look on how we compare with the rest of Indiana, it's about the same throughout the state and our surrounding states, Ohio and Illinois. We'll see how that changes throughout the weekend coming up. Taking a look at our radar first, you can see that this rain is going out of the forecast right now. But if we take a closer look, you can see that throughout the night, we're probably going to get a little more showers throughout the evening as we go through the evening. Taking a look at the precision cast, you can see those clouds are moving out early until tomorrow morning, but sticking around just a little bit. But as we're coming back into Friday morning, Friday afternoon, we're going to have those clouds come in full force, bringing in some rain early Saturday morning. And taking a look at what it's going to look like tonight, all this clouding and this rain is going to clear out late tonight, and it's still going to be pretty cold, around 31 degrees, with those winds pretty strong, about 14 miles per hour. But tomorrow it's going to be a bit nicer, partly cloudy with winds coming out of the west, 11 miles per hour. Still a small chance of rain throughout the day, though, and around 42. Looking at your 7-day forecast, it is going to warm up this weekend. It's going to be 56 degrees on Saturday. But there is a crazy 100% chance of rain that day. But Sunday, we're going to get back to cold. It's going to be 24 degrees. But Monday, Tuesday, we're getting back 46, 48. That's going to be pretty nice after that 24-degree cool.
Oh my gosh, 100% chance of rain, then cold temperatures.
Oh yeah, you better have an umbrella. I hope you guys don't have big plans this weekend.
They're sure about that rain.
A little bit.
Thanks, Kirsten. Well, a piece of history in Muncie has been damaged after some recent storms. See how players are adjusting after the break.
And what Cardinals got their start right here in Indiana. Stay with us.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brittany Cullen here with your sports. The Muncie Fieldhouse is home to Muncie Central Sports, but now they have to find a new home until the repairs are done. The Muncie Fieldhouse took a big hit during the storm. Part of the roof caved in and water flooded the gym, leaving many Muncie residents upset.
The emotional attachment that a lot of people have to that particular building is tremendous.
This building has been around since 1928, and Muncie Central High School received more than 200 phone calls from people concerned about the building after the storm. Athletic Director Tom Loynes has his own history with the Fieldhouse.
I've been in Muncie for a long time. I went to Muncie Northside High School. We played our basketball games at the Fieldhouse. And so it's kind of an intimate thing to me because I have a history there myself.
Because of this damage, all events held at the Fieldhouse have to be moved.
The big thing, I mean, aside from the fact that it's a historical building and that we really want to get it back up and running as soon as possible, is just the logistics of moving everything out of there.
Instead of kids just having to travel across this parking lot, they now have to travel across town.
Once you made the schedule, transportation became a problem. And the transportation, we have 13 freshmen, and getting them across town is not an easy task.
This is the first week that practices have been held at Southside Middle School, and Muncie Central varsity girls basketball coach Ron Howell feels that the community is doing all it can to help.
Everyone's on the same team. We're all pulling in the same direction, and if people think that there's problems in Muncie, and there are some issues, there's no question about that, but I'm going to tell you what, teamwork is not an issue when it comes to something like this.
The boys basketball scrimmage will be held at Southside Middle School. The first game will also be at Southside due to all the damage. The Ball State men's basketball team tipped off their season last week. And if you take a look at the roster, you may notice that many of the players are from Indiana.
I mean, it's fun. You know, Coach Witt obviously thrives on that. I think there's 8 Indiana All-Stars on the team. I could be wrong. I mean, we all kind of know each other, know of each other, I should say, just because we're from Indiana.
Zack Gunn is a freshman on the men's basketball team, and he liked coming to Ball State, already knowing some of the players.
It's really cool we all come here at Ball State, a school that people think of Indiana basketball, you don't really think of Ball State, but hopefully, with the guys on the roster, we can change that.
Coach James Whitford thinks highly of Indiana basketball, and he believes it's important to have a strong Indiana representation on his team.
There's so much good basketball played here, and one of the things that's always fun for me is in Indiana is you can go to, the biggest city, Indianapolis, or you can go to the smallest city in Indiana, and they know basketball both places.
With many of the players being from Indiana, it allows their families to support them at home games.
We haven't had a home game yet, but I know they'll make the trip. They came to Dayton, and then, they enjoy it, so I'm sure they'll be at every home game they can and games they can go to.
And Coach Whitford hopes to make it worth their while.
I like where we're at, and I'm excited about, I think the possibilities for this year, and I think where we could be.
Tonight, the men's basketball team is playing at University of Oklahoma, and on Friday, they will be back in Worthen to take on the Stony Brook Seawolves. Tomorrow night, Ball State football will be back at Schumann Stadium to take on Buffalo in one of the last games of the season. Although the season hasn't turned out the way they wanted to, it did give a lot of the younger players a chance to play and kind of show off their skills. So are you guys planning on going to the game tomorrow?
You know, I might have some other plans, but we're rooting them on regardless, you know.
Might be a little chilly.
Yeah, it might be cold, but always got to root for those Cardinals.
Right. Go Cards.
All right, thanks,
thank
Brittany.
you so much, Brittany. Well, a Ball State student was able to meet a high-profile celebrity coming up.
And how a musical brought more than just laughter to the Muncie community. That's after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Thompson with your entertainment news. Today I had the chance to talk to a Ball State student who had the chance to meet a famous singer. Amanda Yeager had the chance to meet her favorite pop singer, Taylor Swift, after receiving a DM on Twitter from Swift Nation about a secret meet and greet for Taylor.
She made me feel so welcome and at home. I thought I was going to be so overwhelmed with emotions when I met her, but when I did, it just felt like I hadn't seen her in a while.
Yeager said that when she met Taylor Swift in person, that it felt like they had been friends for years. Yeager said the best merchandise that she received from the secret meet was her Nashville bracelet. Christmas might be a month away, but that didn't stop one of Santa's elves from visiting Muncie.
It's the story of
Christmas is about giving, and the musical helped to get that spirit going for the Muncie community.
Toys for Tots is one of the promotional activities that the elf marketing team suggested. Toys for Tots happens to be an organization that we worked with in previous years, and it was a nice fit.
Bob Myers said that Elf Musical was just the start of the donation process for Toys for Tots this year.
We will be collecting toys through Friday, and in response to that, people will receive a buy one, get one free coupon to any one of a number of select events during the spring season here.
The initiative follows a message that President Mearns has set for Ball State.
Along with President Mearns' initiative on We're Better Together, this is one of the ways that Emmons Auditorium is responding and reaching out to the Muncie area.
How long was that? Toys will be collected through Friday, and those who wish to donate will receive a gift themselves. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Jake. So, Kirsten, can we have a final look at weather?
Yeah, of course. Like I told you guys earlier, we're going to have that crazy 100% chance of rain on Saturday. Our weekend's going to be a little warm and cold. It's kind of hit or miss there, but, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to have some 40-degree weather, so as long as you have a sweater or a jacket, you should be all right for your week.
Right. I mean, Kirsten, at least it's not like the 35 degrees that we had on Halloween.
Oh, yeah, I would not be. No.
It's just like a roller coaster,
Right.
It's cold, now it's getting a little warm. Oh, yeah. We're going back down again, and some rain along with it.
Welcome to Indiana, guys.
Welcome to the Midwest, I guess that's all we can say.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, thank you so much, Kirsten. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 right here on Cardinal Vision or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.